morning, beautiful people on the internet. Wait, subscribe now, please, just do it. I don't know why you wouldn't. I know I haven't said much, but just do it now. Okay, fine, sorry. I feel like there has to be at least a tiny bit of justice for Logan Sargent, because when he crashes out, it's the end of the world. Drama strikes, he gets dropped, and everyone's like, hey, you're not good enough. You belong with the greats of Latifi and Mazepin. But when, say, Kevin Magnussen does it, it's no, don't worry about it. It's just free practice. We can repair the car. No, by Williams' terms or thingy-mabobby's brains, Mazepin should be replacing him right now. And on the other hand, Kimi Antonelli crashes the Mercedes in free practice, literally like 2 minutes into the session, 2 minutes into his like second flying lap, and it's already like, hey, yeah, it's good you crashed. That means you're good. That means you're fast. Yeah, I'm proud that you crashed. I mean, Toto Wolff's face when he crashed was a bit like, maybe not the greatest of things. However, soon later, or hugs all around. Don't worry about it. You got it next time. Not with Logan Sargent. I think it's about time that today we talk about the big elephant in the room. Anyway, Logan Sargent has been dropped, right? Yeah, well, you all know that happened a couple days ago. But I've been thinking for a long while. By a long while, I mean it was a little shower thought of this morning. Is it the greatest of Logan Sargent move? Is it the greatest of moves that Williams could have actually pulled? Was it a good reason? Was it actually a valid reason for that to happen? Or was it just baloney and spite that they had in their little veins and they were like, hey, you've crashed again. You're not helping. You might as well get dropped. But now, you see, if we look back to last year in RB when Nick De Vries got dropped, I think that was a justifyingness of him being dropped, right? In 2023, Nick De Vries got dropped. Daniel Ricciardo stepped in, and he stepped in for the rest of the season and then had the seat for the next season as well. That made perfect sense because the driver that was meant to be replacing Nick De Vries, the driver that was going to replace Nick De Vries at the end of the season just replaced him a tiny bit faster so that you could get to grips with the car. But in Williams' case, Franco Colapinto is just replacing him for a couple races. He's not got the seat next year, and he's a rookie as well. Daniel Ricciardo, a very experienced driver, and actually pretty much carried that team last year to a couple more £1 million or dollars or euros, whatever currency they want to get paid. Whereas now Logan Sargent has kind of just been dropped out of spite because, well, he isn't the worst driver. He was, well, maybe potentially was one of the 20 best drivers in the entire world, but him getting dropped is like, really? After one crash? Now, it wasn't just because of one little, or, wow, it was a pretty big crash, let's be. It wasn't just because of that. Valza said he thinks that Logan Sargent has reached his pace ceiling. That means he won't get any faster. And if that is Logan Sargent's ultimate pace, then I'm not sure. Maybe it was a good move, but midway through the season, or not even midway through the season, we're like 2/3 through the season, it's a little bit like, I guess everything was just ramping up in James Vowles' mind. He entered the Williams team with Logan Sargent already contracted for that team, and it was like, not the greatest of things that could possibly go when I moved to this team. We got Alex Albon, but Logan Sargent, I'm not sure. Probably wouldn't have wanted him there. He tried his best. He probably tried every single strategy that he could with him. He was obviously very kind and helpful and stern as well, saying that they're looking for Carlos Sainz. Maybe that would have helped Logan Sargent, potentially, but it didn't. Because he kept on doing what Logan Sargent, and maybe sometimes Latifi did best, and not be close to Alex Albon whatsoever. And I guess it's just all boiled down to Williams actually having a good car right now. Now, at the start of the season, okay, fair enough. They were literally going nowhere, doing nothing. So I guess keeping Logan Sargent was fair. I mean, Alex Albon only has 4 points. Logan Sargent had 0. Not the greatest, biggest of differences, but now that Williams actually have a car that is decent. I mean, Zandvoort, Alex Albon
with all due respect to Alex Albon, who is a very good midfield driver and someone who I believe in the right car can be a race winner.
In Zandvoort,
he is not a driver who should be dominating his teammates.
P8 yet again.
I get that we have seen
looking like the car is kind of strong. However, yet again, Alex Albon's teammate is pretty much near dead last in P18. So there comes the question. What's the difference between Colapinto and Sargent for the next 9 races when you just have to bring a rookie up to speed in such little time? Is there big difference? Now, Logan Sargent is currently P2 in the Destructors Championship, and that's a lot of money. The Zandvoort crash, reportedly, 1.7 million euros costs to, well, repair the car, which is a lot, right? That's a lot for a little crash in practice, which he shouldn't have done. Let's be 100% real. He hasn't been close to Alex Albon whatsoever. He's never beaten him in qualifying, and it's been pretty dire. But it's not to say that this year he has been pretty consistent. Last year, he was consistent at crashing and being bad. This year, he's been consistent at just being dead last on the field. He had a couple crashes here and there, but so has Alex Albon. So has Sergio Perez. But the difference is between Albon and Sargent. Albon's crashes are very, very forgetful. Like, very forgetful. No, he crashed in Australia, and what? No one remembers, no one talks about it because he makes it up. Unlike Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent's main thing in Formula 1 was the guy who crashes. He replaced Latifi. Alex Albon? Okay, he can put a foot out of line once every couple of races, but he makes it up with good qualifying performances and points here and there. Whereas Logan Sargent, he's just the guy that crashes. And genuinely, deep in my heart, I don't see the point of dropping him midway through the season for a rookie who, let's be real, isn't going to get a seat in Formula 1 after his 9 races. Come on, let's be real. Unless he scores a podium or wins a race, it's not going to happen. There's too many people around the Formula 1 grid, right? I'd understand if Carlos Sainz were to replace him midway through the season, which Carlos Sainz probably wouldn't want to do. But I'd understand that. But Franco Colapinto, a rookie, you don't know what he's going to do. He's had, like, what, 1 or 2 practice sessions in the Williams. He's had a couple test days which were cut short, and that's all he's had. That's all the running he's had. Agreed, Williams are kind of rocket ships in a straight line around a Monza. Nick De Vries proved that. But then after Monza, he was shit in every single other race that he competed in Formula 1. Now, yeah, Italy is coming up next, and Franco Colapinto kind of has to prove himself. I don't know. There's some pressure on him. The boots aren't too big that he has to fill because Logan Sargent was Logan Sargent. Still, they've replaced Logan Sargent for a reason, to be someone better. And if Franco Colapinto, a rookie. Now, rookies are rookies, right? Nick De Vries, Mazepin, Sargent, they crash a lot. You don't really know what they're going to do. They're not at one with the car. Well, what is he going to do for the next 9 races? If he turns out to be worse than Logan Sargent, then what was the real point? It's not just that he might turn out to be a worse choice than Logan Sargent, but there really isn't any room for him to be in the team or in the entire sport. Javal said he's devoted into making Carlos Sainz work and Alex Albon work, and that's what he wants to go moving forward. But then putting Colapinto in is like, yeah, why are you doing that in the first place? Of course, the obvious answer is we want to get at least P8 in the championship, and Logan Sargent won't help us do that. So, get somebody else in. But you're getting somebody else in, there's a rookie, and let's be real, it's going to be difficult for him to do it in the first place. Not only that, you're developing someone who has, let's be real, never going to sit in the seat after this season. As I said, in 2023, putting in Daniel Ricciardo into the seat earlier than at the end of the season was good because he was contracted for next season. If Carlos Sainz didn't have a drive this season, and obviously he's contracted with Williams next season, then that would have been also good to put him in because why not? But, okay, yeah, you have nothing to lose on putting Colapinto in, but then, yeah, I mean, okay, there really is nothing to lose, I guess. There are reports flying around that Franco Colapinto's backers or investors or whoever they are paying Williams 500,000 euros per race to race, so that's 4.5 mil. That pretty much covers all of the costs that Logan Sargent did. That pretty much, he's buying his way into the seat. It could have been Mick Schumacher, but people are saying that, it's only Mick Schumacher's people that are reporting these numbers to make him look bad, and maybe Mick Schumacher someday might get a drive in Formula 1. It was meant to be Liam Lawson, but then Red Bull didn't want him to go there because they needed him for some test days and blah, blah, blah. So they just went with Franco Colapinto, who, well, unless you watch Formula 2, you're like, who the fuck is that guy? Now, it does sound like I'm being extremely harsh on Logan Sargent and being like, hey, you deserved the rest of the season. He didn't deserve this season, in my opinion. I think if Williams had a better choice this season, they would have dropped him. They didn't have anybody. But he definitely did deserve next season. And right now, well, that's just what it looks like. There's no doubt about it that already this season Logan Sargent has... there's a lot of crash damage money that he's been spending on these crashes. There's 9 races left, and with their cost cap era, it's looking a little dire. Or it was looking a little dire when he still was in the seat. There was a lot of reasons. There was a handful of reasons of why he should be dropped. He wasn't fast enough. Never done anything compared to Alex Albon. At the end of the day, it's Alex Albon, right? Like, it ain't no Lewis Hamilton. It ain't no Schumacher. Michael Schumacher, and it definitely ain't no Max Verstappen, right? There was always something hindering Logan Sargent, whether it be something in practice, a small little incident in practice, maybe a small little incident in qualifying, and then he has a good race, but then he starts too far back down the grid. Maybe he has good qualifying, good practices, but then he fucking fucks up in the race. There's always something. He's never stringed together a clean race weekend, and I guess Williams had to change it up, but changing up midway through the season for a rookie, I'm not sure whether that was the call. I would like to welcome you to Delusional Discussions. Franco Colapinto, will he actually help the team or hinder the team even further? Logan Sargent, well, it was always the same thing. Always something went wrong. And as the Einstein once said, doing something wrong, wait no, trying something the same thing over and over again is insanity. And I think it was kind of insanity for Williams to keep Logan Sargent, but yet again, midway through the season, I'm not quite sure. Will Colapinto actually help Williams gain those 9 extra points to somehow overtake Alpine and finish 8th in the Constructors' Championship? I'm not sure. Personally, I don't think so. I think that Colapinto will be... I think he will struggle. There's a lot of pressure on him, replaced midway through the season. You see, sometimes when there's a rookie at the start of the season, it's like, yeah, it's a rookie, I don't expect much. But now, he's replacing someone midway through the season. That shows desperation from Williams and trust in Colapinto to do something. And there's a lot of trust that they're putting into him. I don't think that he's going to do all that well. Maybe he might score a point or two and show that, he actually is good and he's better than Logan Sargent. But will he match Alex Albon? Probably not, and I think this is kind of a bad choice from Williams, because a rookie, come on now, you need someone more experienced. Anyway, have a safe, fantastic rest of the day, like and subscribe, hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you think the choice was good from Williams, and if not, I don't know, like and subscribe, hope you have a fantastic day, don't die because then you can't watch other videos, and peace.
That's all, folks.